Hi, this is Satya from Scispot, and here is a quick video for one of Scispot's most popular product called Labflows. Think of Labflows as your one-stop shop to register, process samples, and deliver results quickly by integrating your instruments, your processes, and your operations all in one spot. So let's dive right into Labflows. So Labflows helps you not only track everything, think of this as like an air traffic controller, but for samples. So your samples are flying all over the place, and you sometimes struggle to build a chain of custody and know where exactly your sample, whether that's your location, or you struggle with doing relevant quality checks as you're registering samples or as you're processing them. Or the problem statement is that you have instruments, plate readers, and a lot of LIMS, old school LIMS system in the market don't understand the input data and the output data coming to and from various instruments and plate readers. So let's dive into Labflows. Labflows lets you manage the complete chain of custody from order registration all the way to test and results. So as an example, if I have one way of like processing batches of samples, I can start with like registering them, and they can also come from a CRM system. So if you're using Salesforce or any other CRM system, you can automatically get the orders from that, or you can also get orders from Scispot portal, the clinician portal that Scispot offers. Once the data is registered in the order manager, you can then register samples. And you can also do this programmatically. So if you have high throughput of samples where you're registering a lot of, let's say, 1,000 samples a day, all of that can be registered programmatically within the system. And then as you're doing this, it's building your knowledge graph, if you will. So the backend is like a graph database where it knows like how these entities, your nodes, your edges are connected together. Once your samples are created, if your lab workflow requires you to create working sample manager, meaning creating aliquots or derivatives, you can basically build this parent-child connection and it would automatically create aliquots for you as well. And then you associate those sample with test. So what you can do is you can templatize your test, your runs with relevant work list as well. So as an example, if I'm running qPCR in this case, and this is the test that is associated with the aliquots that I just created, I can do one run or multiple runs. So I can tailor this to my workflow too, based on how my tests are succeeding or failing. And as an example, if I run this particular test, it would create its own instance of what the procedure looks like, what materials I'm using, what equipments I'm using, what samples I have, and then what results I have. This is the way to like streamline this all in one place. So let's say if you have a CLIA lab, wet lab scientist, who's going back and forth with samples going from one instrument, one plate to another, or from one rack or one boxes, and they want to like scan that quickly, you can do that and understands the input and output various stages. As an example, if I open a particular test, it can also help you build a work list for your Tecan or Hamilton. And that work list can directly go to your instruments, to your liquid handlers, to your Tecan or Hamilton robots. It also understands as you bring in the data. Scispot uses basically AI technology, generative AI, to import columns from any instrument you want, and it will map it to a plate position view, and it would understand like what that data constitute, if it's coming from Tecan, coming from LCMS or any other instrument that you might be using. Not only that, you can also like mark your results as they fail or as they succeed. It would give you a report. It would generate both for the fail sample report and a successful report. And the cool thing is that none of the LIMS offer is you can integrate your instruments directly with Scispot. So Scispot has a glue technology where I can build connections from a variety of instruments, and they directly connect with an instrument using a Scispot AI agent. And that's the way to understand the input and output to and from, and basically keep your test up to date as well. And once you do all of that, it then automates your report creation. So your report gets created and sent out after the review. So think of this as like end-to-end workflow automation using AI. Scispot is the first AI-powered alternative LIMS system, as we call it, which helps molecular diagnostic and any sample-centric labs for high-throughput workflows. Thank you for watching.